take these artifacts to aid your quest. The mystic mirror of Afri will aid your personal vision, and Akila's scroll will store whatever you may find.
Hey, I'm David's Package, and welcome to Stonekeep, one of my favorite games of old, which is why I'm going to be playing all the way through it. The controls for Stonekeep are really simple. The left mouse button controls your left hand, and the right mouse button controls your right hand. When you pick up an item with the left mouse button, it pauses the game and opens your inventory screen, and when you pick it up with the right mouse button, it's instantly moved into your inventory. I'm finding some rocks and skulls here, which you can simply throw at enemies to cause damage. And in this other pile I find a healing root, which you can use on yourself for healing a couple of points of damage.
Beware khull-khuum's minions. Arm yourself quickly. Find the stairs leading down.
You can already hear the sound of the first enemy traipsing around this little area, and I'll be meeting him in a couple of seconds. First, there's more dirt to punch my way through. And in this one I find a dagger, which you can either put in your hand to use as a melee weapon, but it also functions quite well as a thrown weapon. In fact, in Stonekeep it's generally best to use weapons from a distance if you want to stay alive. Rummaging through these piles has another effect. Each hit basically counts the same as it would a hit on a monster, so it gives you a little bit of experience.
Guard room.
In this broken table over here I find a leather breastplate, first bit of armor. Now I'm not so naked, that's nice. Here I find a blue healing potion, and a scroll which you can use on yourself in the mirror to read.
Send Star Troop to Fort Thunder. The Throgs are getting restless again. Poison.
Well, just a little bit of flavor text. It doesn't actually serve any useful purpose, so I'll just leave the scroll around here. Another dagger, and a couple more healing roots. The inventory scroll to the right has unlimited storage space, so I can basically pick up everything I want. Which I'm probably gonna do. Now I'm gonna see if I can find the first enemy. He seems to be avoiding me. There we go. It's a giant ant. But this is actually an ant of the worker variety, which means that it won't actually attack me until I attack it. Like so. Well, it's a very weak enemy, being the first one, so he didn't even manage to get a hit in. Now let's follow Farah.
This door is locked.
Well, unlocking it isn't very hard. Simply pull the lever once, but if we push the lever back up and pull it back down again, we unlock the very first secret in the game. I have to do this immediately because as soon as you go down that set of stairs behind the door, the secret locks forever. It opens this passage, which has a rock and also some oil bottles which you can throw at enemies and which will explode. That's pretty cool. But the big secret is over here. Now this is the Dagger of Penetration, or Very Sharp Dagger, depending on who you ask. It's actually a weapon you only find in one of the last levels of the game, so it was probably left here for playtesting purposes. I'm gonna bring it along, but I'm not actually gonna use it for now, since it would make the game too easy. Whoa!
Lost one, is this the best you can do? This mortal is not worth my time.
Khull-khuum, do not gloat so soon. My champion will defeat you.
Your imprisonment is the start. You have escaped me once. You shall not escape me again. I have you now, and I will find the rest. Now back to your You are foolish to put your trust into this one, Vera. I will show you that you should not believe in your foolish mortals. Begone! Mortal, know that your soul is still your own by my whim. The tides of destiny will not save you at the appointed time. Know that we shall meet again. Tread lightly until then, for my wrath is legion.
Right, so you might be just a little bit confused at this point. You may recognize the guy who looks like a cross between Mysterio and Darth Vader from the intro, where he sunk Stonekeep beneath the earth. He is actually Khull-Khuum, the Shadow King, god of the sun, technically, and also the major enemy for this game. The sound of a sword getting drawn you just heard meant that one of my stats just rose. Unfortunately, I don't have any means to check my stats just yet, because I need to find an item in the game in order to do that. And time to meet yet another new enemy. This here is a Sharga, sort of a short goblin fellow. They have little swords which they know how to use, and they tend to have a lot of tricks up their sleeve. Quite a bit more serious enemy than the ants. They do have one major weakness, which all enemies actually do. They can't pass through doors. So technically I could have just stood outside and tossed skulls, stones and daggers in his face without actually hurting myself. He has a gold key in his pocket, as well as a gold coin. There's only one shop in the entire game, so coins aren't very useful actually. He also drops his Sharga sword, which is kind of a crappy weapon, but I'll use it for a little while just to show it off. No, nothing else here. But that key is going to be helpful for a while. Right here we have the first locked door. And there we go. And this barrel drops a wooden shield. Now, normally I don't really use shields. Depending on how high your shield skill is, they will randomly block attacks. Another door to unlock. And there's something interesting in the wall to the left here. It's a pipe. And once you break the barrel that's in front of it, it starts spawning ants. Another stat raised. In this case, the pipe only spawns 2 ants. Later on, I'll be finding pipes that actually spawn a great deal of ants, or other creatures, and some which will actually spawn them infinitely. No lock next to this door, but it can actually be entered from this side. A couple more healing roots. These face the other way. They're basically the same as the other healing roots, they just heal slightly less energy. Ooh. Another passive ant in front of me. Not so passive now. Another door that I can actually enter from this side. A worker ant, but behind him there's actually a warrior ant. They're pretty hard to distinguish from the worker ants, but they're slightly bigger and their jaws seem to be bigger as well. And the difference is, of course, that they instantly attack you, whether you've attacked them or not. This one attacked me from the side. When you get attacked from the side or in the back, the creatures actually get a bonus to the damage that they do. So you don't want that happening. Out of my face. Well, like I said, thrown weapons, they're better. crossroads here. And we're about to come up on a very interesting item indeed. Nothing of interest in this room. That one's locked. Aha!
This my home! Monster, you leave!
I'm gonna quickly rush past this little guy. You'll see why in a moment. For now, let's make sure he's dead. Ooh, he got me pretty good. The reason why I didn't want him, the reason why I wanted to block his access to this wall is because there's something hidden behind it. It's a very good healing root, which heals quite a bit more damage than the regular healing roots. If I just started attacking the Sharga right in the middle of the room, he would have rushed over to this wall and actually used the healing root. Let's pick up this book. This here's the journal. It serves as, well, it serves quite a lot of purposes. It's your stats screen, showing your skills in weapons, strength, agility, and health. It shows if you're perhaps struck by a sickness like poison or a spell. It shows accurate stats on what your weapons are like. You can write notes in it yourself. It keeps clues about the story. It keeps short descriptions of all your items, and it keeps your maps. Yeah, that's actually quite useful. Okay, time to show how easily Stonekeep's combat system can be exploited. I'll just make a little sprint here. Okay, creatures in Stonekeep are kind of limited to a set path that they can follow. And that's very unfortunate for this trio of Shargas, because they can actually step onto the tile that I'm on. Sorry guys, not my fault. It's the programmers. Doesn't actually mean that this area I'm standing in is completely safe, though. This other Sharga actually can step onto that tile. There's one more running around. Victorious. I hear the roaring of a nice fire. As you might imagine, I don't want to actually walk through this fire. But when you're standing on a tile, you're actually standing on the far end of it, so you can simply spin around the fire without stepping into it. It's too bad this little guy died so quick, because as you can see, he dropped quite a lot of stones and skulls. That's because some Shargas actually come equipped with stones and skulls to throw at you. What's in this chest? A light green potion. This gives you a temporary boost to your agility stat, and a dark green potion, which gives you a temporary boost to your strength stat. See, now I got an extra point of strength, and it's listed in my enchantments. There's something interesting in this fire, but if I pick it out, I take a little bit of damage. So to avoid that, I'll put out the fire with this potion, which consumes it unfortunately, but lets me pick up this extra dagger. This is a slightly different dagger from the regular one. The journal describes it as a dagger that feels hot. It's actually a fire dagger. When thrown, it acts exactly the same as a usual dagger, but when you put it in your hand, it shoots fireballs. Let's see how fireproof some of these Shargas are. You can hear them. Oh, look, they're trying to throw skulls at me. Not actually very fireproof, are you? The fire dagger will shoot a slightly random amount of times before it is simply consumed and disappears. Oh, there's the other guy. He's heading off. Oh, looks like that's the end of my fire dagger. We'll go back to regular ones now. Ooh! Skulls actually seem to do slightly less damage than rocks when thrown at you. I could use a little bit of healing now. Don't want to get cocky. Sorry about those gross eating noises. I'm afraid you're gonna have to get used to those. Alright, that's enough. Let's check out what's in this area.
Blacksmithy.
That sounds promising. Unfortunately, the gold key I have does not fit this lock. I'll have to find another key first.
Beware. Dangerous materials.
Music to my ears, but again, this is a lock that needs a different key to unlock. So let's move on for now and see if we can come back with a different key later.